Hello and welcome to the 16th episode of Season 3 of Your Mom's Podcast, the only podcast that's worth walking out on a date with one of Degrassi's coolest girls. I'm Caroline.
I'm Avis.
And today we are discussing Degrassi Season 3, Episode 20, I Want Candy. Roses are red, snakes getting information. Ashley shakes her blues with an Elvis impersonation. The year is almost at an end, and between exam prep and helping everyone else navigate their trauma while also trying to navigate her own, Paige has earned a day off. Armed with Dylan's convertible and her honeybee spinner, she's all set for a well-deserved skip day, but a last-minute decision to drag Ashley out of her void of eternity threatens to put a damper on their day. Can she get it together, or will gravity end her? Meanwhile, over in the B-plot, Emma discovers Snake's will and uses Alex's face to process her feelings of fear and helplessness.
Okay, but can I say that I did not have, and I never have had Emma beating Alex's ass on my bingo card. Like, that's just the fact that, like, she did a knee kick. Like, that is probably one of the most vicious, like, girl fights of Degrassi.
Yeah, Fo watched that fight with me and he was like, that actually wasn't that bad.
It's like,
he was like, that's like not really, he was like, the like grabbing each other's arms and like thrashing each other around. He was like, I've never seen girls slam each other into walls. Like,
no. We're
more of a like grab
your hair, and that comes to fruition later in the show in my like second favorite girl fight. With Paige and fucking Manny. That one's good. That one's good too. But they definitely go for the hair. It's like,
Mr. Pedophile.
Yeah, swinging each other around by the extensions. Other than the thrashing, it was a pretty like convincing fight. It was the knee for me, like the kneeing into her face. Like that can cause like, not only can you break someone's nose like that, but you can really like break a tooth or knock a tooth out of her mouth. Like your knee is a bone, guys, in case you didn't know that.
This episode too, like really reminded me what a solid actress Miriam is.
Oh, I was definitely thinking that. She was giving more than anyone else in that final scene when they find out that Snake's in remission. She is giving all of it, all of the emotions, the welling tears in her eyes, like the way that Spike was like, I think we're gonna need a while, and brushes her dry face.
Worse fake crying than fucking Shane's.
Right? Like, we've got the top two. Shots fired. We've got the top two worst criers in this episode. It's so contained.
It was
so bad. They could have at least given them that stuff under your eyes to actually make your eyes cry. Like they could have given them some help, because it's the dry cheeks. You've got they're both terrible.
Miriam was fucking,
she's giving she's good.
The way the shot of her after Alex has been pulled away, and she's like against the locker and she's just shaking. No, hats off.
She does a great job.
As per always, this is a Miriam McDonald stan account.
We love Miriam, and like honestly, I think that she and Craig, Jake do some of like real heavy lifting in these early seasons, because I mean, not to say that like Emma gets like storylines that are drastically terrible all the time, but she gets to be emotional a lot, and she gets that range, even if it's like her convictions are being tested, or she's trying to like really be like empathize, whatever it is, she is always able to show emotion. And I think that because they don't always give her, like, I think her anorexia storyline is the biggest, like next to the shooting that comes up. She gets a lot of range before that, though, in a lot of minor ways.
The very first episode.
Totally. The very first episode is like
intense as fuck.
Right. And I mean, we believe her. And like, that's the reason why it's so uncomfortable. Other than the obvious that it's a grown man, like an actual grown man, right, because of her face and the way that, and her body language and the way that she's able to convey how much she's dying inside and all of the things by like her eyes. Like, she does a lot of great face acting, and I definitely appreciate her in this episode because she lends the authenticity that the storyline needs. Obviously Snake is caring as well. Like, but he's not, it's different for him. He's not reacting to it. This is happening to him. So his emotional, little palette is going to be different than Emma's, but I need to know, like, for once, even though I'm thinking in my snarky mind, like, of course you need to know, that's your whole personality. Like, I get it. Like, I understand what she means by, like, I can't be left out of this. And that's part of, like, the show and its sentiment as a whole is, like, you're coming of age. Like, you're getting to a point where you want to be involved in these conversations, even though they're difficult and they're probably going to upset you. Like, you can't be a bystander or a kid anymore, necessarily, as much of a kid, and her just being like, you can't protect me from this. Like, I need to be involved, and I can't just stumble on your fucking will in the middle of defragging the MI lab. Like, she does go through it this episode.
Which he should have thought of that. Also,
why didn't he think of that?
Why the fuck did she get, because they needed her to find his will.
Of course.
Why the fuck did she get lunchtime detention too? That was bullshit. Like, justice for Emma.
Justice for Emma on the lunchtime detention, but I feel like teachers have like a coalition of, you were talking back to someone or talking with someone who talked to you when you weren't supposed to be talking, so you are participating in this illegal talking activity when you were being talked to. It's kind of hard. You're supposed to ignore the person, essentially. She was supposed to have ignored JT, even though she specifically said, JT, can we talk later? And JT doesn't give a fuck. So, like, she was just minding her business, told JT to leave her alone. He didn't want to leave her alone. Lunchtime detention for you. Do you know what defragging is?
I think it's cleaning up the computer.
Like cleaning the cache, similar to that, but not in an internet way, just in a systems way. I kind of
like a hard drive
way. A hard drive way. Yeah. I kind of figured that, but I'm like, this is most likely just something that if I really wanted to know, I would have Googled it. I'll be honest.
Right.
It sounds like just old internet enough for me to be like, I'm good on that deep dive. I'll probably do it when I'm bored. I do like reading about things that are going to offer me no like dividends other than probably being a Jeopardy like guest one day.
Yeah.
But yeah.
First, do Alex and Emma fight again?
I actually think they might. Like
in the blowjob arc, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I had forgotten about this fight.
I had forgotten about this fight too. But as soon as I see that haircut that they have on Alex, I'm like, oh yeah, this does happen.
Right.
I don't know what it is about the haircut.
Yeah, no, at some point in that first classroom scene in my notes, it's like, wait, is this the episode with the fight?
Mm-hmm.
It is the fight.
It is the fight. Fight. Yeah. This time Perino and who else breaks it up? Perino and
I don't know, but
I
it
feel like
wasn't
it's
Daddy Armstrong.
It wasn't Armstrong. Maybe it was Hatzilakos.
Please call him by his proper title.
Daddy I don't like calling anybody daddy, but sure. Daddy Armstrong.
I don't like to seriously call anybody daddy.
I know. I've just been traumatized. It's not adult traumatized by romantic partners, guys. No worries.
All right, we don't have to call him Daddy
trauma
Armstrong.
In the lesbian community is very real and it's prevalent, and I need compensation. But
there is a very shitty butch lesbian character towards the end of Orange is the New Black that goes by Daddy.
Is it after Poussey dies? Spoiler alert for Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, no, it's like the last 2 seasons.
Is that
the riot.
Ruby Rose? Is that
no?
After
Ruby Rose goes by her name's Stella. No, It's after the riot when they've been transferred to Max. She's like a short, very butch. She's got that like, what is it? The like Caesar haircut. Is that the one where it's like kind of longer on top with the undershave?
That sounds possible.
I don't know men's haircuts,
I don't know men's
but she's
haircuts.
got that one.
I barely.
It's not like super long on top, but it's like long enough that she could do the it if she wanted.
Gotcha. To be honest, I stopped right before they went to Max, and I don't intend to pick up on it. I'm going to be
I think that's
very
reasonable. Honest. I will say I get that a lot of people. I was really active on Reddit when the riot season aired. And I get why a lot of people don't like it. The pacing is really jarring compared to what you're used to.
Yeah.
But like, I actually really liked the riot season.
I think I watched the riot season, but honestly, all of Orange is the New Black. It smears for me, if that makes sense. It smears for me. There's just so much that happens that I am more interested in than what's going on with Piper, but they continually want to talk about Piper, and I just get confused on when things happen.
It got cut from our first episode. Our very, very first episode. We talked about Orange is the New Black, and how, by all accounts, everything that I can see, the real life Piper Kerman, is a pretty solid woman who's done a lot for, like, in particular, the rights of like incarcerated women.
Yeah.
And I mean no disrespect to her.
Right.
But the success of that book, I think, is such a like prime example of how white mediocrity can excel. I have never read a more boring book about a subject matter that I am deeply interested in. And the fact that it was so successful.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's fine, but there's certain shit I told you about, like that she calls the white girls who are like trying to act quote unquote hood Eminem-lettes. And she comes back to it so many times. Like, you can tell she thinks it's really clever. And it's just not. It's clunky to say. It's clunky to read. It's dumb.
Yeah. I feel like there's inherently something that is left to be desired when you adapt memoirs sometimes.
I don't think anything was left to, like, I think
the subject matter just sucked.
The series is infinitely more fascinating.
It's better than right, because they ran with I don't know. Maybe it's me and memoirs. Like, I've only read, out of the countless memoirs I've either been assigned to read, forced to read, encouraged to read, or picked up on my own volition, I only have like 2 that I would reread.
You'll read my memoir twice though, right?
I'll read your memoir twice. Your memoir was really interesting. This other one I can't.
You're like, I already know most of it.
This shit gonna be interesting, but air it out. No, I'm actually maybe even just one. This memoir called Loose Girl, is a great memoir, and I wish that people knew about it because it's about promiscuity and sexuality in a young woman, which is always like my jam and bread and butter.
I just remembered that my problematic king, Mr. Santos, that's what he calls Manny.
He does call her a loose girl. That was such a thing, though. But yes, loose girl. Look it up.
Being a woman is really frustrating,
right? A memoir of promiscuity. Carrie Cohen, that's her name. I knew her first name was Carrie. Yes. But memoirs in general, not a fan. But
anyway, so girl fight, is that how we got to prison?
We did. We got to girl fight prison pipeline. But I just feel like Emma is probably the most sympathetic character in this. And I mean, not even to say that Snake's not sympathetic, but it's like you really do feel for Emma in maybe a way that you haven't felt for her.
Yeah, no.
Prior to this episode in relation to Snake's cancer. Yeah, it's definitely something where I'm like, okay, she's really, if you want, it's giving Spinner, spoiler alert, with testicular cancer when he just shaves his hair off and then wants to go fight about it. Like, it is her wanting to let out aggression that she doesn't really know. She doesn't know how to deal with it any other way. Right. Being polite doesn't work, trying to be docile, that just doesn't work. So she really does like just lash out, and it's different for Emma. And I think that because we're seeing such a drastic change in like the way that she will act, it makes us like realize how desperate she is to be a part of what's going on.
And I feel like, not only has Emma, had a hard year, and that like it's hard for your parent to have a potentially terminal illness.
Right.
But also, thinking back to the season premiere, like this has been a year of Emma not being able to trust the adults in her life.
Yeah.
Snake's keeping cancer stuff from her. Spike kept her father from her. Mm-hmm. She's lost her best friend.
Right.
Like, yeah. So not only is Emma going through this really scary thing, and I know like she and Manny, accidents have happened, and so she and Manny are on the mend. Mm-hmm. But like, that break is still very fresh.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
And no, like Emma, I feel for Emma. It's been a hard year for Emma.
It has.
And she's been going it mostly alone. And yeah, some of that is, she broke up with Sean. Like, it's been a hard year.
Right. And yeah, she's more alone than she normally is. Like, she's dealing with all of this stuff, and she doesn't even have anyone to talk to.
I don't fault Sean for not being able to put up with what Emma's life is right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's a kid. Like, it's fine that he's not capable of it. It still sucks to come up across something really hard and have somebody that is supposed to love you be like, sorry, this is too much for me.
Right. Yep.
And yeah, no, Emma's
she's had a lot of anger. It's been stacking up. It's not just Alex. It's not just, the things that have happened to her with Sean. It's not just Snake's chemo. Like, she's had a lot of anger that I don't think she's let out. And it's really human to see her be like, you're fucking with the wrong one on the wrong day. Like, let's go. And I do not condone physical violence, but at the same time, Alex is taunting her. She is trying to get a reaction out of her because she knows that Emma is a rather reserved person, and that she will bite her tongue and walk away and be the bigger person before she will kind of stoop to Alex's level. But let's go. I can stoop to your level. I just choose not to. Is essentially that.
Right.
Like we can do it. You can have it if you want it. It's definitely just sucks that
No, and honestly, like, Alex is a character that I grow to love. I think a lot of us grow to love.
Right.
But, like, I'm not going to keep... At some point, we're going to quit qualifying the fact that, like, we view this as adults, but also, like, through the lens of who we were when we watched it.
Yeah.
It's kind of satisfying to see Alex get her shit wrecked a little.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like going back to being the bigger person and like being the person who maybe was fucked with a lot and picked on, but didn't lash out. And maybe you never did, because there's a lot of people who fucked with me when I was younger and I never said anything. I never let them get any reaction out of me. But there is something so satisfying about being able to like fuck somebody up that has been messing with you. Like the way that Alex has just been casually trashing Emma since she became a character. Is astounding. The disrespect is real. And 9 times out of 10, Emma's going to be the bigger person. She's going to walk away and she's not going to engage with your bullshit. But this is the 10 and you've got it. Nuck if you buck, Alex. Let's go. I don't blame Emma, and it is quite satisfying to know that if you're counting blows in that, she won the fight.
Yeah.
If you are counting blows.
Do I actually enjoy the idea of children fighting? No.
I just want an arena where they all fight. Like, isn't that the Hunger Games?
I was just going to say, what? Did you read the article about my school that came out? Because we had the Thunderdome.
Oh, fuck. No, I didn't. I did not read that article.
Yeah, we had a giant geodesic dome in the yard. That was very briefly touched on. But we had a giant geodesic dome in the yard that children would fight in.
That sounds like highly illegal.
You would think.
I would hope.
Well, here's the thing: is it's not like the adults were organizing a child fight club. It was very hands-off school. Like, we were being like, yeah, let's have fights in the Thunderdome. It was not built to be a Thunderdome.
Well, that's still not good.
No,
you should be supervised and no cage fighting allowed.
It wasn't a cage.
No fighting in a Thunderdome allowed. No.
This has been such a weird week to not be talking to you, Avis. There's so much going on in my life right now.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's just been weird.
Yeah. I thought that, though. We've definitely not been texting as much this past week.
Yeah, no, because we've been busy bitches.
Mm. Yeah, I this 2 hours in the morning, it really is restructuring my whole day and knocking me the fuck out at night. Like, I am in bed. So yeah, it's definitely been hard. And I had 2 episodes to edit this week. Our episode on Fairhope Tower will have literally dropped so far, like, prior to this episode dropping.
Not that far prior.
Is it not that far? I don't know that stuff.
No,
what is
like
it?
3 weeks, because we just put out 13, or did we just... Yeah.
We did just put out 13, so it's 3 weeks, right? I guess that makes sense. I guess that's basic math. Okay, so yeah, we will have just dropped, and we will be getting ready to drop our May film club when this episode airs. So,
which, real quick to say, guys, Pasta fam, that we now have a free tier on our Patreon, and stuff from the higher tiers is gonna hit the free Patreon before it hits the main feed of, like, Spotify and Apple and iHeart and whatever. So
that's what we call trickle-down economics. Real trickle-down economics, bitch. Not any of that tomfoolery.
Oh my god, I love you so much. I love you so much. God damn.
I love you too.
That caught me very off guard. Are we ready to, on that note,
keep keep you on your toes. Yeah,
God
the B
damn.
plot. Let's segue out of this.
Plot?
Let's segue out of the B plot to the A plot, which is like not as important.
Not as important.
For once. I mean, even though we see Terry.
It. Yeah.
Oh, I love a Ferris Bueller's Day Off homage. I love it. I love that we get
with
to
a
see
little
Kendra
catfight on the side
for like 2 minutes with a little sprinkle of a cat fight. I love it. But yeah, we get the premise of Paige
So I want to know what the fuck happened to Kendra's arm.
I want to know what happened to Kendra's arm too, but she would have to be a character for us to know that.
Right.
It's possible that the actress literally just broke her arm and they wanted to give her a line. I hope that was not the case. I hope that they actually...
Well, maybe they were like still planning to utilize her and they were worried that her arm would still be...
I really want to know what the plan was.
I really want to do y'all regret that?
I hope they do, because she was so underutilized. She is like one of the coolest fringe characters that we just
she's so emotionally
don't get to spend time with. We don't get to spend time with her.
Love Kendra.
I love Kendra so much.
Kendra Mason is a queen.
I think that she's in. We still see her. I think we see her maybe a couple more times.
She's in the last episode.
Yeah, but she is totally just there to remind us that she's Spinner's sister, which is fine. At least she's there. Paige and Spinner are majorly overwhelmed.
There's a lot to do. They've got so much studying, and they've had a rough year. Spinner was there when we found Terry. Spinner had reasons to blame himself for Terry.
Yes, he's definitely been he's been a bystander. He's had to see some things this year.
He's had to spend a decent amount of time with Ashley this year.
I feel sorry for him about that. That's what I feel sorry for him for.
See, I say that because we're an Ashley Kerwin slander podcast, but
I still don't hate her. I don't hate her from Spinner's perspective. I think that he truly does have reasons to dislike her because of the amount of will they, won't they, back and forth bullshit that he's had to endure as Jimmy's best friend. And the amount of huge signs he's held up like, you guys are not right for each other. Please break up.
Well, and then add into that the fact that she and Paige are best frenemies.
Right. Best frenemies indeed. I think it's funny because when he's hearing Paige invite Ashley on the phone, he's like, no, making movements.
Right.
Because he's like, my worst fucking nightmare. I don't want to spend the whole day with this chick. I don't know. I sympathize with Spinner because it's just the person you don't want to spend time with, that you've been forced to spend time with for one reason or another,
for years,
is back in the game again because your girlfriend has decided that they are friends this week. And
can we talk about the way that Paige answered her phone?
Miss Michael Chuck's phone.
She said Miss Mihail Chuck.
Miss Mihail Chuck. What is that? Okay, her mom should be offended.
Right, her mom, as far as I can tell, is not French Canadian.
No, and I really hope that wasn't supposed to be, because she's Polish, right? Ukrainian. Okay, she's Ukrainian. So I'm not familiar with the Ukrainian accent, but I'm going to say that that's probably not a good approximation of it. but then again, I
don't know. I don't know. Wouldn't it be kind of similar to a Russian accent, because they're right next to each other, right?
Bold of you to assume I know geography, Caroline. I was educated in the a public school system that did not emphasize shiz such as that.
Okay, what we're not going to do is act like your educational neglect is anything compared to mine.
Fair.
I kid.
Well, but... I just literally think that most classrooms had globes in the fucking classroom as props. And I fully believe that, because the amount of times that I have physically used a globe outside of doing
Which is
those,
a shame, because globes are dope.
I love globes. The amount of exercises that you can do with a globe are numerous, and the amount of exercises that I've done in a classroom setting with a globe are very small.
We need a globe.
We need a globe. About to get a globe popping. I'm gonna have a whole
bring back globes 2024.
But I mean, okay, so Ashley is. This is I think a couple episodes ago, maybe even when we had Chris on for Rock and Roll High School, I think that's when it was, when I was like, oh, she does this lyric where she says gravity ending me or whatever. I did not have the right episode, obviously. This is the episode. She does this so many times where she's like playing her something and singing. It's just a thing with her.
I had completely forgotten about this song. Did you write down the lyrics? Would you like to hear the lyrics?
Oh, fuck me. Yes.
I'm lost in a void of eternity, the eye of the storm, the depth of the sea. Mm-hmm. A black hole rips me from inside out, gravity ending me. And I recently saw an actual songwriter's work criticized as gel pen poetry.
Sorry.
And I think that fits here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like red or black gel pen.
But red or black gel pen, totally. But yes, totally.
Like
very
a
much
sparkly
so.
Black gel pen.
Mm. Yeah, fucking Ashley's sad ass. Kate is at her wit's end, and she's kind of scared.
Yeah,
she's kind of concerned. Like,
reasonably so.
Like, hey kiddo, what you doing? Like, you should probably be in school where you could like socially interact with other people and not just sit in your room with your curtains drawn with candles lit.
Yeah,
playing whatever the fuck this is.
I don't disagree. I don't know. I think though that Kate also is like doing a good job of like recognizing what Ashley's going through.
Oh yeah. I think that's partially why she is encouraging, because in my mind, the conversation, you know, when they're at lunch, when Ashley's like, these are supposed to be the best years of our lives, and it's just one disaster or tragedy after another or whatever. I think it's a word that she says. It might not be disaster or tragedy. Right. But for her to say that, it's catastrophe. Yeah, it totally sounds like something a mom would say. Like, you're supposed to be having fun, sweetheart. You're not supposed to be caught up in all of this, you know, bullshit. Basically, you're supposed to be having a good time. And the fact that there's all of these tragedies, the school is cursed. Like, you need to go to another school where you can have a fresh start and you're not afraid to go to school every day because of some shit that happened. You know, like I really do think Kate is encouraging the change. Because she sees that Ashley needs either a push to go back to school and kind of resume her life and confront things that have been making her avoid school, or, you know, get a fresh start, because you can't sit in your room forever. But she is giving her that time to, like, she knows she's not sick, like, to give her like a rest, a reprieve. But I do think that she's the one who's like, yeah, I think that we're at kind of a crossroads of either she's going to go back to school and we're going to have to kind of set on a new path where she's seeing things differently, doing things differently, or she's going to have to go to a different school where she can get perspective and a different start. A new start, yeah.
Right, because something has to change.
Something has to change, right.
And I get it. I wouldn't want to go to school every day and see the boy who broke my heart and the girl he used to do it.
Right.
And now your like lifelong friend is
fucking,
you know,
black
fresh out of
holes.
coma.
Fresh out of coma and on a one-way train to Black Holesville.
Yep.
Fucking poor justice for Terry, because why did they bring her into this episode just to like have her say one line?
I think that probably they didn't know, like they hadn't renewed contracts for season 4 yet, would be my guess.
I think that you give these people a lot of credit, and I hope that you're right.
Well, and what I've always heard is that Christina wanted to leave.
Yes,
because
I've heard
Christina
that she wanted to leave
focus
too.
on modeling.
Yes,
so
I've heard she wanted to leave too.
Very well be that they didn't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to keep in mind too that like, yes, changes are going to happen, but a season of a TV show is written by the time it's filming, you know, and they film out of order and
totally. I think, and even Shane said that, like, because I think we asked a question when he was first on the show, like, did you have any input into your storylines as for your character? And he said no. By the time we were shooting all that stuff, it was written, and they did not take input. So right. I am not saying that is not what happened. I just think that that's a weak. Even if just for the season, I think that that's a weak. It's weak to give her character this bit scene where we don't even get her saying goodbye to anyone. We don't get her saying like nothing. We literally just it's like a fade out. We get her obstructed by the nurse. We don't even see her visit with Spinner and Paige. We just get it's about Ashley. And to me, that tells me that they were already kind of planning to phase her out, because it wasn't about her feelings. It was about Ashley and Ashley needing air and Ashley needing to step out. And because we don't get Terry's face when Ashley leaves, or even Terry's reaction to Ashley leaving, like we don't even hear her say like, oh, you know, like, or see her, you know, when they have the reaction shot, we don't even get that where it pans back to Terry's face and we see her reacting to Ashley leaving, which it just leads me to believe that they were expecting to not have much Terry in the next season, because they don't give her anything in that season.
And that's entirely, I mean, yeah, but they never give Terry fucking anything.
They never give her anything, but at least they gave her a little, I mean, they gave her more than they gave her more resolutions to the couple storylines. Well, the 1-2 storylines that she had. I really wish that they would have at least ended her arc that season properly. At least giving us something. Like, I'm not ready to go back to school yet. I think, you know, even when I get out of the hospital, I think it's going to be a long time before I come back to school, if I come back. Kind of something like that. Like, I would have liked, because that doesn't even need
some
to
kind
indicate
of actual wrap up on Terry. Yeah,
and
no, I don't disagree. Yeah,
it could have been something, even if it was like, okay, we're just phasing her character out, or not even, we're just not going to bring her back. Like, even just having her say, I'm feeling better, but school is going to be hard. I don't even know when and if I'm going to come back. That's a simple tack on that does leave it open for if they wanted to bring Christina back for the next season. She does get to come back. But if they don't want to bring her back, it's at least we did get something. They suck.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, they're never, I don't know why I want this, because it's going to be pretty historical that they don't give us this for many characters, except like the characters that quote unquote matter. Right. Yeah, which is, I guess, debatable on your version or your definition of matters, because I really have always had a soft spot for Terry, even though she does have a villain arc about her. She really just wanted to be loved and relatable. Obviously, that's such a relatable thing.
I feel like I have a soft spot from the characters who didn't get to be fully developed. I mean, not that I don't have like a soft spot for Sean and Manny and whatever,
right?
But like, justice for Hazel, justice for Terry, justice for Kendra.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was so much potential there. You know, like the thing that we know consistently about Hazel is that she's loyal as fuck. Mm-hmm. And she's really, by and large, very kind.
Yes.
She's a little dumb. But, like, I don't know. I feel like, and maybe that's why, like, I feel like in a show like Degrassi, the, like, good people don't get as developed.
And I mean, that's a pretty informed assessment. I feel like,
and not that like Manny's not good or
Paige isn't good or Spinner, and I mean those are the characters, and I agree with that. I just think that the characters that are more non-problematic, that we really don't, that we would just love, like they're a simple little cinnamon roll that we would love the opportunity to get to know the same way we get to know these other characters.
But it's viewed as boring.
But for me, an episode about Kendra doing the synchro, or doing a synchro skating lesson or something, and having a storyline with Toby wouldn't be boring. Tack that on as a B plot. That would be super interesting to me. Tack it on for Hazel and Paige to have some inner conflict in their social dynamics. Maybe Hazel wants to go out for head cheerleader.
Completely independent of Paige.
Oh, I would love her to have something completely independent of Paige, but I just think she could be utilized in conjunction with Paige, and then she can have her own storylines as well. Like, she deserves both. Like, she is Paige's best friend. We do deserve to see them interact more with each other. But we also deserve to see Hazel just exist in her own ecosystem that has nothing to do with these other people. Like we see with Paige and Spinner and Manny and Emma, to an extent, Toby, JT. You know, we get independent time with these people where we don't get with with our trio, our forgotten trio here. Like, we don't get to spend independent time in that hospital room with Terry. She is always being observed through a window outside of the room, like whatever. Like, there is never a scene with her just laying in that hospital bed doing a crossword puzzle, looking at the ceiling or staring at the wall, thinking about Rick, whatever, having flashbacks. Like, and you know, if it was Paige or Manny having been in that same scenario, we would get that. We would spend so much time, like when in the future seasons, when Claire has cancer, the amount of time that we spend in Claire's hospital room is significant. And I don't feel like that is how you know what the story thinks of that character, is how much time alone we get to spend with them, how much time from their perspective we truly get to spend with them. And they don't value these three ladies because they're just add-ons. They're bystanders. They're you know, they react to things. They're there for color, local color. They are not there to be their own characters.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Well, and it's funny because you've got Hazel and Kendra who are minorities, and not that fat girls are a minority, but as far as like representation in teen media goes,
total
like, she is another token.
She's a minority,
and I don't at all mean to like minimize.
No, and I don't think
the minority experience,
right? But there is, I mean, you're right. In teen media, being a fat person is not a depiction you get, especially a fat main character. That is, and
especially a fat girl, because you can have a fat guy, but he's got to be funny.
A fat funny guy, or like, and if you get a fat girl, it's not all about her being fat and her body image. It's literally just about, like, because that is Terry's only other storyline, is about her body image,
right? And like, she's often like, she's either the butt of the joke, or she's a foil, like, because I don't know why it's what popped into my head, but Mimi from the Drew Carey show, which you're probably too young to know that reference, really.
I do not. I know the Jim Carrey show, but I do not know the
Drew
characters.
Carey show.
Did I say Jim Carrey? Drew
you
Carey.
Did. Mimi was a coworker of his, and you've probably seen her. She was a fat woman with like blonde hair that was like.
Wait. I think.
Just pull her up.
I think I know who you're talking. Yes, I do. Yes,
and
I'm totally familiar with this.
Like,
yes,
work nemesis.
Yes.
You know, and
who
like
fucking liked this show in my life? Not saying it like that, like who likes this show? Like I used to be. It used to be on in the background. This was not a show that was my jam, but yes, yeah. So she is like not an antagonist, but she's a. Like they go head to head. Oh, so she's a full-on antagonist. Okay. Yeah, that's it's like Ursula, kind of like Ursula from The Little Mermaid, that like drag queen persona. Like there's so many limitations to fat femininity and like to the point where it does borderline on drag queen a lot of the time. Like because a lot of men dress up as fat women, especially in the Black community. I'm not sure if you're aware of all of the instances, but there's, Big Mama's House, there's Medea, which is a huge one. But then, not even just like.
Does it count when Eddie Murphy plays all the characters?
The clumps 100% counts. Nutty Professor, 1,000% counts. Yeah. It's just demeaning in a way because it's like the amount of roles and characters that are available to fat women are very slim. And then you take that and you put that in a teen setting and it's cut in half.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's gotten better. It's getting better. There are certainly instances of it being not that, like, okay, fuck Roseanne Barr.
Fuck her very much.
But I also think that the Roseanne Barr of the 90s was a very different person. Like, having recently gone back and watched some Roseanne, I think good show. 90s Roseanne would be really fucking disappointed.
Disappointed at the current fucking
and she was a main character. And like and she was a lot of things besides fat.
She was. I mean, that show is such a great representation.
And in her show, her weight was still the punchline to plenty of jokes.
It was. But they still did have the sexual relationship and the romance. Like that was very charged, which I always loved about it because they were so, he was big, she was big. That is what a lot of couples look like.
Well, especially, and I love too, I don't know how much you watched it, but there's this episode where Dan is having dreams about this girl who works at the hardware store.
Mm-hmm.
And like Roseanne's like confronts him about it and he's like, she always knows where the stuff is. Like, and she's very like threatened, and it's clear she's picturing this like young hot woman that works at the hardware store.
Yeah.
And then you finally see her and she's like a friendlier Roseanne 20 years younger. And like I've always found that episode so touching cute. And sweet. I love that. And like,
yeah, I'm due for a Roseanne rewatch, and don't cancel me, guys. It is, what? It's a good show.
Since the newest writer's strike, where we found out just how little people make on streaming residuals, I don't feel as bad about it.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're not. I don't think it's going into her pocket in a way that is concerning to me. I think that I have, I love that I'm contributing to the like 7 cents a month that the rest of them get from it.
Right. I have a controversial thing to say, but I don't. I know her, Sarah. What is her?
Sarah Gilbert.
Gilbert. Thank you. I went to a taping of The Talk when it first aired.
Or Sarah Chalk.
No,
the one Sarah that was on Sarah Gilbert.
Sarah Gilbert, okay. Yeah. Not this other sister. No, it's Darlene.
Yeah, not Becky too.
Not Becky too. No. So fuck, I actually
they say
really
she's
do.
the same and she's not the same. They say she's the same but she's not the same.
I actually really do appreciate how before the bullshit with Roseanne came about, how the new show incorporated both of them.
Yeah.
I actually really love that. I don't know why.
I don't know. I kind of want to check out the Connors at some point because they fired
my mom,
Roseanne from her own show real quick.
Which bold move, but I do like. But yeah, my mom watches it. She said it's really good. We used to watch Roseanne together. She said it's really good. But that's one of the reasons why we went to the taping. Sarah Gilbert and others launched the show The Talk we went to see it when it first started in 2012. And worst talk show experience I've ever had. 9 times out of 10.
Have you been to many talk show tapings?
I've been to several others, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, I've also been to not Jerry Springer, Maury. Nice. Maury knows how to treat his audience, okay? But no.
I had a roommate who was on Judge Joe Brown.
I love that. It's probably really fun to be on that kind of shit because they give you literally like so much creative license to just act a fool.
Well, and they like fly you out, and if they rule in favor of the plaintiff, they just settle the debt.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Like if I sued you and won on Judge Joe Brown, they'd give me the money. Like you don't have to give it to me.
Oh,
and
gotcha,
we both get an appearance fee for going out.
Ooh, that's why it's lucrative. I mean, get me on if I had anything to litigate, but I
you
just
don't
feel
even
like
need proof under $1,000. I'm just saying.
I just feel like during the break, typically when you're on a talk show, you are interacted with as the audience, and either the celebrities, they go backstage or they interact with you. I actually prefer when they go backstage, if they're not going to interact with you. But what happened was all of the hosts sat around on their phones the entire break and didn't just sat like the lights went down. Sarah Gilbert pulled out her phone and just crossed her legs and went and typed on her phone for like 10 minutes because those commercial breaks are like longer than they seem on TV because it's TV. And yeah, we were blatantly ignored for like 3 or 4 commercial breaks. All of the commercial breaks.
Sarah Gilbert, please come on this show and answer for
and defend yourself.
Do you know who her sister is, though?
I know the last name Gilbert, but I don't feel
so her sister is Melissa Gilbert.
Is from Little House on the Prairie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Which I also love, too. There's a part in 6 Feet Under where Catherine O'Hara's character has come home from a party and she is pissed off. And she's like talking to Lisa about the party and the fact that her enemy was there, and her enemy is Melissa Gilbert.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
And like, who has beef with Melissa Gilbert?
I sure don't. She is like a treasure. I don't know why.
Laura Ingalls.
I don't know why, but they've and the fact that I know the last name, that's why I'm like the last name, but there's so many people, not so many, but there's enough people in Hollywood that aren't related that have the same last name that I'm like, okay, let it go. But okay, I just looked that up very quickly, and the reason why Melissa and Sarah don't look alike is because Sarah is the child of her mom's second marriage, which completely solves it for me because I'm like, they don't look alike. They never have.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I probably didn't connect those dots. But they are siblings. They just have different daddies. So
it has just occurred to me that this is what happens when we don't record forever. Is because this is what happened with fucking Take On Me too. Is we are making so much work for you 3 weeks from now.
So we're not. We are doing good on time as long as we wrap up the A plot and slide into segments before we hit the hour mark. We're good.
Okay, good. I don't feel like I have a lot more to say about the A plot. I will say that I liked Kate and Ashley in that like last scene.
Oh, I love that last scene.
When Ashley goes, I'm sorry, little lady.
Yeah. Or she's like, I'm actually just fine that you're good. Like, you know, like.
Yeah, no, and Kate's like real annoyed for a minute and then very, like, and without making a big thing of it, is like, wait, my kid's all right.
Yes.
And I think it's really well done and subtle. I think that their chemistry is really good.
Mm-hmm. It is. I like their relationship.
I don't hate Ashley in this episode.
I don't hate Ashley in this episode.
And by the end of it, I even like Ashley. And I do have sympathy for what she's been going through this year.
I have sympathy for what she's been going through. That shit is hard for grown-ass fucking women. But I also feel like the dynamic between the three of them was such a fun day. Like, I love the Ferris Bueller highlights. But this one last thing I feel like is important for me to talk about is how many hours is in this day that they
do so much shit.
Because, like,
also, I love how much Spinner is, like, all about fucking mini golf.
Right, he's just like, I'm here for mini golf. But, like, assuming that they link up, because they drop Marco and Dylan off at school. School starts at, like, 7:30-ish. My school started at, like, 7:30. 8 o'clock. All right, let's just do between 7 and 8. Your school starts. You had to wait for his mom to leave, for Spinner's mom to leave for work with Kendra, assuming she's also taking Kendra to school. That's within the same time frame. Right. So they go get Ashley. We're around like 8:30, 9 o'clock around this time. And then they go for lunch at around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Just like when most restaurants
they go see Terry.
So, sorry. They do go see Terry.
So, like, 10.
So, like, 10.
Also, why is Mr. Radich on some
super
cannot afford... I guess principals make more than teachers.
They do.
Because, like, Snake can't
more education is required. You definitely make more money. But why is he doing this? Why is he entertaining a young lady in the middle of the school day? Doesn't he have responsibilities? And
right.
It still does not line up timeline wise that this is lunch. This is like 11 o'clock in the morning. You are taking a rather long lunch. Early and long.
Wait, no, because it's high school.
I ate lunch at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's true.
So they're hungry they are lunch hungry by 11 o'clock.
It is criminal to serve kids like slices of pizza and chocolate milk at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Right.
Heathens.
Here's a hockey puck hamburger and some milk.
Some pizza sticks.
And if you went to my school, not the cult, but the Delaware public school system, your milk came in a breast implant.
You did tell me that. We talked about the bladder. No, I just got a good old-fashioned carton of milk. Carton of milk. Okay, so we're at 11 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You're eating after you've left Terry from literally, you literally drove by the hospital, did a drive-by, saw Terry, went to lunch, ate a rather early lunch, as one high school student does. Then they proceed...
risotto and porcine.
Porcine. Risotto. Risotto. Where it is?
I don't. It was so bad.
I'm like, you mean risotto and porcini mushrooms? Fucking
and shit take?
A shit take. Gosh, that actually risotto and shiitake with shiitake mushrooms and porcini sounds delicious. Risotto. I do too. Yes. Cannot go wrong with a mushroom risotto. But then they do mini golfing. They do a movie. They do an art museum. That's like 3 to 4 hours of activity.
And then an Elvis competition.
And then an Elvis competition.
You are accounting 4 for after school activities. You're cutting it.
Pretty fucking close. You're at least you're turning the corner toward 4:30. You know, this is a lot of stuff.
You know, well, okay. And so here's the thing: we know Ashley's mom's home at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Or supposed to be home.
Or supposed to be home at 5. Yeah.
We know that Paige has to pick Dylan up on time.
Mm-hmm. And what time does high school let out? Mine let out at 2:25. High school lets out
at 2:30. But Dylan is almost definitely on a sports ball team.
He is.
I know hockey's his big thing.
Sorry, you said sports ball. I love you.
I know hockey is probably definitely like his main sport.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that Dylan isn't playing a sport every season. I don't.
He's got to keep. Oh no, he's maintaining that lifestyle.
Dylan's like, this is Dylan's senior year, so he's probably like, you know, I don't know, doing like tutoring or something. Like he's got a lot going on. So I could see Dylan not needing to be picked up till like 4.
4, yeah.
But also, why in the middle of a school and work day is the mall having an Elvis impersonator
contest with someone that looks like he should be in school?
Yes.
There are numerous kids in the crowd that look like they should be in school. Right.
That bizarre-ass season 2 carnival.
Yeah, the carnival is on.
And literally the balloons in the clouds.
And miss all this. Literally all of y'all should be like a truant officer would have a field day in that bitch. All of y'all should be in school. All of y'all motherfuckers should be in school. This Elvis competition is shut down because all y'all are underage.
It's such a weird choice.
It is a weird choice, but I'm here for it.
It's Degrassi hokey, but like I like it. It's cute.
Like it. It's
Ashley's cute in that moment. I like how she's like, "This'll show them I'm fun," I like how she wins a trophy even though she didn't sing an Elvis song.
She really didn't sing an Elvis song. And what song was
she sang her song?
Mm-hmm.
But to like an Elvis,
Seven Seas.
Yeah, it was like, hold on, I need the lyrics.
Oh my!
I'm lost in a void of eternity. The eye of storm.
Like, yes, guys, if you did not catch it, she sang her own song to an Elvis melody.
It was, but
it was a choice, and no one questioned her on it because they probably didn't know what the fuck she was saying, because she sounds like she's chewing on marbles when she's singing. She's not enunciating at all, which is fine. No. Which is fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It was a cute episode. It paid a subtle homage to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, can I also say that I love after they skip out on lunch that they put Spinner in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like girl solidarity. Yeah, yes, it is. The convertible, especially for me.
And I picture that he's waving his arms at the dine and dash of it all, because I feel like Spinner is a good boy who wouldn't dine and dash intentionally.
Right. He's like, cool.
But it's happened and he's like, I did something bad.
Right. Yes, totally. That's exactly the vibes I was getting. It makes me want to watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you haven't, guys, please check it out. It's a classic, but they are also riding around in a red convertible. And the makeup is 2 guys and a girl. So it's a little bit, it's the reverse, but it's still, it's a similar shenanigans, okay. It really makes me want to watch fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off because of how they get her out of school.
Well, it's funny, right? Because the elaborateness of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the rig he sets up to skip school.
Yes.
And what it immediately, I thought of that, and then what I thought of next, which is a completely different
thing,
mood of film.
Yeah.
But was Harold and Maude.
Oh shit.
And the elaborateness of his fake suicides.
Okay. Gotcha.
And just I like a plucky teen who's real creative and can make it the world's best Rube Goldberg machine.
Same.
You know what? Life does not include enough Rube Goldberg machines.
Final Destination would agree with you. That entire franchise would.
Well, that would be Death.
Agree with you. And Death, yes, right. Death is the villain.
Did you ever get to make one of those in school?
I never was good at making things, so I feel like, was that probably an assignment? Yes. Did I complete it? No. my mom or my sister or somebody good at
Okay,
making
well,
shit
if we
dip.
can come up with a Degrassi-related Rube Goldberg machine, I'll go make it with my dad, and we can bring it to the con.
Bet it. I'm low-key trying to, like, know if it's okay, not know, but think about if it's okay to justify asking people to not wear shoes on the carpet when we go to the con. Because I plan to have little carpets in the chill spaces, but that's just me wanting to possibly not have to dry clean a Five Below rug, because I'll just throw it out, and I don't like contributing to waste.
I think that that's a little much at a con, and I don't know that we necessarily want everybody taking their shoes off at a con.
I know. But I also, I don't know, maybe I just don't like shoes and don't mind
inside.
that people. I'm not I keep an Asian household, guys, so I'm just creeped out by shoes in my house and indoor spaces, but it's specifically on a rug. I think you're kind of a criminal if you walk on a rug with shoes that were outside, and I will probably not be bringing the rugs. I won't bring the rugs, or if I do, I will make it in a specific section if there is one available.
Put the rugs under furniture.
That's what I want to do, is put the rugs under furniture and have it be designate the little chill spots is the different rugs with the furniture on top. Yeah, that's the plan. Not as an inch, not to walk around. But yeah. Con stuff. I'm excited. Can you tell? We're so counting down. It's gonna be 3 months soon.
Donate to our fundraiser. Get a Hairas Tour poster, possibly signed by Shane Kippel.
Yes.
Not gonna give you the whole spiel, but do it. But guys,
please do it. Follow us on.
But go subscribe to our Patreon for free.
No, I mean, just if you follow us on the Facebook page, that keeps you up to date with us. Caroline does a fabulous job at keeping all of our folks that really enjoy following the show and keeping up with us informed. We really do take pride in everything we do.
Depending on the week, because some weeks I'm not.
Some weeks Caroline doesn't have the spoons, but 9 times out of 10, if it's something that's happening with us, it's on there. Our caption contests are in our smaller Facebook group, but we do have the page you can like. You can also join the group if you're interested to get in on the caption contests. And just, I mean, listening to us is the best support ever. So we appreciate you for even listening.
We do.
But yeah, we're just,
if you have a minute to like a Facebook page or give us stars on something or subscribe to the free Patreon tier or whatever, those things help and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move into the segments? Is there anything more to be said about the A plot?
No, other than the fact that Terry deserves better. No, I'm good off this. We can slide into our music corner.
Our music corner, yes. I listened to the Aaron Carter version. May he rest in peace.
R.I.P. Aaron Carter. Actually, that organically came up in my music today.
It's kismet.
It's very kismet because the first 2 or 3 bars of that song are super distinctive, and I was like, oh, it's I Want Candy. I wasn't looking at the screen. I was like, oh, it's I Want Candy. And I did rock out to it. I love me some Aaron Carter. And this is just such a fun, happy song that I've literally associate with my childhood.
Duff's in the music video, right?
This was an episode of Lizzie McGuire.
That's right. And it's Hilary Duff and Lelaine.
It's Hilary Duff and Lelaine running around a very, decorated candy cane set. Yes, it's so cute. But yes, that entire video is them. It's I love that time when girls were just allowed to be girls. Their outfits are so iconic. Their holiday outfits, because it's a holiday episode. They sneak onto Aaron Carter's set, and then they are. Once she gets a kiss under the mistletoe, and they get to be in the video, and they have the cutest outfits ever. And Lelaine is busting it up with her dancing. Great song, upbeat song.
Great song.
Literally has no relevance here.
I don't even think it's a good title match. Like, I think even if you take away the content of the song,
yeah,
it seems like most of these
are at least a good title match, but no.
Right, like the title works if the song doesn't. But this one, it was just like they were like, it's not a good music corner, guys. I'm sorry.
It's not a good music corner.
The corners are lacking this week, and like, I'm sorry. It is what it is. We do what we can with what they give us. Okay, so like, back off.
It's so I want to point out a very unfortunate lyric in this song. Go to see her when her hair's hung down. Ain't no finer girl in town. Candy's just what the doctor ordered. She's so sweet, she makes my mouth water. What does this have to do with Terry laying in that hospital bed, getting her bandages changed? What does this have to do with Snake's last will and testament?
Right.
Not a goddamn thing.
Well, I don't want
in this episode. Candy I don't want Candy.
Candy is a metaphor. No, and Candy represents Candy, the girl in this song, represents playing hooky and beating the shit out of the girl who's been giving you a tough time all year.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Because kneeing Alex in the face felt like Candy in that moment.
Oh my gosh.
I take it back. This song connects on so many levels.
You're like, no, I retracted.
I'm kidding.
It doesn't.
I'm trying to make it work.
It just super. This is
a frustrating episode because I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I watched it 3 times and I didn't really fast forward a lot. More so on my last watch, which was where I was grabbing my fashion screenshots. But I was like, no, I'll watch this again.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's fun. And you get some good and important stuff. But it's also nothing happens, I say, as we see Terry awaken conscious for the first time. And
but the way
we learn Snake's in remission, and there's a whole ass girl fight and an Elvis contest.
And I know we have left the deep dive, but just to tack this on, the way that we already had Paige come in and say, Terry's so fine, she looks rosy cheeked, she should be out of the bed any minute, takes away all of the excitement at seeing Terry. It takes away anything that Terry really has to do. At least they could have been left it in limbo, Terry is still in
I'm pretty sure that Paige's line there isn't she'll be out of the bed any minute.
Not she'll be out of the bed, but she's
up any minute.
She might wake up any minute. Something
she's
like
not
that.
Awake yet. So okay. I don't think. I'm glad they showed us that Terry was no longer in a coma.
I'm glad they showed us Terry was no longer in a coma. I just wish that it wasn't so drop, here you go, throw it at you, here you go, bitch.
Then Terry shouldn't have been fat. If she wanted,
then walk away.
If she wanted a full respectful storyline, she shouldn't have been fat. Clearly,
I think that's the moral here. Yeah. Unfortunately, but
it's so weird to me that for so long it was writers just don't know how to write about people who don't have their experience.
Yeah.
Is wild to me. And certainly yes, I don't think that I as a white writer should necessarily know the full scope of the experience of being Black in this world.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think I can write Black character falls in love and has fulfilling relationships with friends and family,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in a sitcom level or a teen drama level, at least,
right.
As long as there were non-white people in the room, I think I could come up with scenarios.
Right.
I think I could come up with scenarios for a skinny character.
I mean, you would be surprised what you can come up with when you try. Yeah. When there's effort put in, you can come up with anything.
Damn, on that note, should we transition into the shots fired? Pew, 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 pew.
Shots fired.
Yeah, because I think the fashion is going to be pretty lackluster, so that can be the cap to this. All right, so my first shots fired, yeah, because mine predate yours, enough of them, is Paige saying to Dylan, yes, Dylan, this car means more to you than I do. Emma saying, JT, can we talk later? JT saying, that'd be a no. Snake saying, times are going to get a whole lot tougher if you don't stop talking, in reference to JT and Emma in the MI lab. And then shortly after that, Snake says, hi, what are you doing at lunch? Defragging the MI lab? Thanks. And Emma, so happy you could help out. For me, it's his delivery.
The answer Snake is like snarky.
Spicy. Yeah, he's coming for you. JT saying, oh mama, can't blame you there, when Emma says there's only one more machine that I guess I'll be dealing with after school, because Alex is bogarting the computer.
Which means that before that is my first one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you fucking better be. Sorry, I am also spicy today. I'm like
clearly
aggressive. It's a good thing that we're doing this through a computer screener. We might get in a weird arm thrashing
smacky
match.
smack.
My first one is Alex saying, so completely like unbothered really, to Emma, go away, little girl, you're annoying me.
She's shopping for bottoms on the net. All right, what's your next one?
My next one is when they're at lunch and Ashley's in the bathroom.
Okay, mine is right before that.
Okay, so what's yours?
Paige saying when he's trying to pronounce the food, Spin has trouble with food he can't pronounce. And Andrew, the waiter, saying 3 ginger ales coming right up when Spinner tries to order whatever's on tap. That's such a rookie move. That's such a rookie move.
You cannot order a specific beer in television and movies.
It's just whatever's light on tap.
Pack of smokes.
Mm-hmm. Just no branding here. No brands.
I have when Paige tells Spinner that he's going to make Ashley cry.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so let's take her home to cry so we can enjoy the rest of our afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Spinner saying, so Ashley goes into this rant of like, these are supposed to be the best years of our lives, and it's just been tragedy after the other, that school is cursed, and Spinner says, then just transfer already. To which Ashley tells him that, yeah, I'm transferring, bitch.
So don't talk to me, slut.
So don't talk to me, slut. Sloot. My next one is when they're in the art museum. So if yours is before that.
Mine is at the end of the art museum, so you go ahead.
I just have Ash telling Spin that he was being a sexist jerk, which is accurate. In reference to him. Yeah, I mean, accurate in reference to him being vulgar over a nude painting.
Mine is after Spinner goes to the sculpture garden, when Paige says to Ashley, I'm sorry to be brutally blunt, but Craig didn't just cheat on you because of hormones. So run away next year, but it won't help because you're the real problem, or because the real problem is you. That's like a headshot.
It is.
Buckshot. Or like Bon Jovi shot through the heart.
And you're to blame. You give love a bad name. Don't copyright us, John Bon Jovi. Please don't copyright us. Dude. Please don't. We're just 2 crazy pasta kids trying to make it in this world.
In this crazy pasta world.
In this crazy pasta world. I have Spinner saying perfectly lame end to a lame day when they get to the mall. But like he's really saying it as a response to the Elvis thing going
Okay, you skipped over quite a few of mine then.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead. Run it back.
Because I have Emma saying to Liberty, shut up for once. Yeah. I'm trying to find Snake.
Yes.
And then in the hallway right after, Alex saying pleasant as always, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
I a little bit almost think that it is a shot fired the way that Alex is throwing the paper at Emma.
It is. It's very pointed and yeah.
It's so it's a shot fired. Bonus shot.
Mm-hmm.
Pew pew. And then fucking when Emma says, "What's your problem?" and Alex says, "Your clothes, your voice, your holier than thou attitude. You."
Boom.
Roasted.
I was like, she's not wrong.
Also, she's shots fired at Spinner for those shitty fake tears. And then my last one is also at the mall after Paige is like, "I had fun today."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Yeah, I can't wait to tell everyone we skipped and moped around all day with the Queen of Doom and Gloom."
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have Emma saying to Snake, "I thought we were done with secrets, Dad." Paige saying, "Okay, where is Ash? She's been gone for like 20 minutes," and Spin saying, "And that's a problem?" Snake, when he's like understandably going through like several emotions in the fucking doctor's office and the doctor is like baiting him, he's like, "Please, in English, tell me what's going on with my life."
I hate when they do that.
I hate it too. He's like, "Oh, many those scientific medical terms."
But that, no, I hate the like, "in English, please."
Oh,
like,
no, I mean, I
guess it's more fair in a doctor's office because a lot of those terms are Latin.
Yeah, that's literally Latin. Boo. I can't. He said your blasts or your whatever blasts or something. I don't know what you saying, bitch. I'm a layman. Tell me in layman's terms, please. Please. 9 times, if for medical terms, I'm a layman. Like treat me like treat me like I don't know. Not other times I'm better, but like if I'm in the doctor's office, you're the doctor. You're supposed to break it down to me, not the other way around. Damn it. And my last one is Kate saying Ashley's sanity has left the building. It's not a real shots fired, but it's really way too good to not say. Right. Like she's not her intention was not to fire a shot, but it was a shot fired.
Before we that was your last shot.
That was my last one.
Before we go on over to the fashion corner, we do have 2 hunts.
Mm-hmm.
They are back to back, but they are not in the same scene. We have Paige on the phone with Ashley, and she says, "Well, misery loves company, hon."
Mm-hmm.
And then the next scene starts in Ashley's bedroom with Paige saying, "Hun, we have a major metropolitan area at our disposal here." And then follow up, like, shout out to Spinner, who's like, "Yeah, there's like 20 mini putt courses.
We're gonna hit all of them." That would have been his ideal day. No, right? Like we're literally going to one of those, and that is
and
it.
I'm gonna do it reluctantly.
Right, we're really not gonna be staying. Like we're gonna do 18 holes quick as shit. But yeah, hun count. But yes, let's mosey on over to my usually favorite corner, the fashion corner. But it's a kind of just like it's a very brief, stretching
Kendra's
stop.
T-shirt. It's that we liked monkeys in middle school back then.
We did.
And I like her monkey shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We've already talked about Paige's coat so many times.
Paige's coat is iconic, but we already know. I'm gonna shout out Ashley's outfit.
Ashley's scarf belt.
This was a very big thing.
It was.
And I really hope that no one brings it back. Let it die. as it has rested in peace.
I'm gonna bring it back
for like 20 years. Please don't.
I'm bringing it back.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tear it off of you.
I'm wearing it to the con.
I'm gonna tear it off.
Sew it into my jeans.
I'm going to bring one of those things to take
it.
I'm gonna bring off a seam cutter. I'm gonna seam cut that shit off you. It's just it's an outfit that is very.
It's a thing that we did.
It's
a thing that we did.
She's also got on the utilitarian jacket. You need the essential green, like, I don't even know what.
The jacket is cute.
I like the jacket. I would wear shit like that now. That's one of the things I think has kind of been, and the band tee. She's got a band tee on as well. It's
a perfectly fine outfit without
the scarf.
Yeah,
the scarf is what's got me fucked up. But other than that, she has had a really good season as far as fashion goes.
She has.
And I don't have any issues with this. I think Paige, when she takes off her jacket, her blue top is nice, but I do feel like we see her in blue a lot, and I'm not sure if that's a repeated shirt. It could be. But yeah, there's really not. Emma's like shirt is just not great. It's just not great. And yeah. Yeah, that was. Do you have any more fashion? I really don't.
Yes. So I like Emma's blouse.
You do like Emma's blouse. Yeah, I don't like Ashley. No.
I don't know that I'd like Emma's blouse on everybody. I like it on Emma.
Fair.
And then, not because it's good, but I do think it's kind of cute. And I am, after the year that Ashley's had, I'm glad to see Ashley having some fun.
Oh, her Elvis outfit.
I like her Elvis outfit.
I like her Elvis outfit too. I like that that it's a goofy, that we don't get to see Ashley do a lot of goofy things. And yeah. She's got stage presence, you can't deny. She rocked that stage. So yeah, it's definitely a good outfit in terms of like, this is something that we don't see this character wear, and it's kooky, but it also works for her. In this context, she's wearing it. Yeah.
And that was our very weak fashion corner.
Weak.
Do you have any shining stars?
Low key Paige, because it takes a lot to stand up to your friends, and even honestly, even though they have a frenemy like track record, a best frenemy track record, Paige has by and large come through for Ashley in times of need. Like, if it was not for Paige, she would not know that Craig was cheating on her until she knew that Craig was cheating on her. I don't know. Paige looks out for the cookout, and even if, like,
she wouldn't have known about the baby. She found out about the cheating.
The baby.
The bracelet.
She did find out about the cheating. Sorry, the baby. Thank you. But
speaking of the baby,
I feel like we said it in a previous episode that Paige is a better friend to her enemies. Or people she doesn't like. Not even a better friend, but she's a good friend to people she doesn't like. Because she is empathetic and there for them in their time of need. But for Ashley, she does not need to be coddled. She does not need to be told more of the shit that she's been told. She needs a firm hand. Like, this is not the only reason that you were cheated on. Was Craig and is, for the record, an added caveat to that, is Craig a piece of shit for cheating on her? Of course, that's no disputing that. But Paige saying that's not the only factor in what made that happen is true. And for Ashley to feel like it's all Craig's fault and she's just the victim, I appreciate Paige telling her no, like, this is not, like, you're involved. Like, you should look at yourself instead of trying to blame other people, and because everywhere you go, there you are. Like, you can't run away from these things without doing that work. And that's only a real friend that's going to tell you that. to like to do some work on yourself. Like, you got to figure out what's going on with you, because you contributed to that in some way. And he's still dead ass wrong. At most, he should have just broken up with you, because that's what he really wanted to do.
Right.
But you played a role.
Yeah.
You played a part. And that is what makes Paige a real one. And that is what makes Paige, for me, a shining star, because I don't know. I can count on my hand, like, you know, how many times I've really told somebody I really love about themselves. But that's really not, someone, no, I guess I meant to say that, but not like I try to tell people I love about themselves. And if I don't give a fuck about you, I'm not going to, I don't conjure up that effort. But I just think it's more difficult to talk to people you love about things that is bothering you about them, or is lacking, or maybe needs to be resolved within their personality. It's more difficult.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And she's coming out, you know.
That there are any other shining stars.
Dylan for letting her use the car.
No, that's way too low of a bar.
Honorable mention for a good big brother. No, yeah, I really don't have any other ones.
He got 3/4 of a tank of gas out of the deal.
This was not he did.
Selfless.
It was not martyrdom, but yeah, no, I don't. I really think it's just Paige for me. Like, I don't have any. She was the one that made me feel strongly like, you are looking out. You are really trying to be a good friend. Right. And she was trying to be a good friend the whole episode. Yeah, it's Paige for me.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think Emma is something in this episode.
She is something. I don't know if it's a shining star, because it's a lot.
I'm happy to see her stand up for herself. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to see her advocate for herself with Snake.
Right.
Because I think as much as she's cause girl, Emma Nelson hasn't been her cause.
Right.
You know? And so I liked that, but it doesn't feel right to call her a shining star.
No. Nope. And super bummers.
Ashley.
I feel like Ashley. I feel like Spin, bummed me out a bit. I think he was just like, I feel like he definitely has the legitimate reasons to not like her, but he's just a bit of a dick.
He's just making the whole day worse for everybody, though.
Right. Yeah. JT.
That's it. JT, yeah.
For getting her in the predicament to defrag the fucking MI lab, and yes, Alex.
It's on the one hand, I totally understand, like, the teenage bad girl urge to bully the shit out of Emma Nelson.
Oh, shit.
But, like, her dad has cancer.
Yeah. That, and you can very easily pinpoint, like, how to fuck with her. Like, you're very good, like, at fucking with her. So,
like, cut this poor child some fucking slack.
Yeah. Well, she got a busted up mouth to deal with now. So,
yep.
Think about that when you taste your blood in your mouth. Think about Emma Nelson and how you did her wrong. You need to keep her name out your motherfucking mouth.
Okay.
Is what I would say if I was talking to Alex Nunez in this context. But yeah, yep. I guess with that note, we can ask.
Does it go there?
Does it go there?
Does it go there?
I mean, okay, I feel like no, but like part of me wanted to say yes because of the girl fight, the Will and Testament.
Yeah, okay. It
Terry's head wound that was like a makeup attempt. But no, not really. Like it goes there more than episodes of this kind of caliber goes there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
but it doesn't
for a
really
filler
go
episode.
there.
It goes there.
Right.
For a filler episode,
it goes there.
It goes there.
But if you stack it up against the episodes that were like indisputably that shit goes there, you already know when we're just like yes. So it's just no, it does not go there. But this is
it's never even heard of Yellowknife.
It is never even heard of Yellowknife. Yellow and knife are separate concepts. And then, yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot to ask you whether or not we should be doing a black hole. I feel like we missed that segment. We've got like a quasi black hole.
We do have a quasi black hole, but yeah, we can just put.
So pour a sip out for Ter.
She's gone. Yeah,
she's gone.
She's been tuning in the wings for several episodes now.
Oh, where could my baby be?
Oh, I was going swing low, sweet chariot.
That probably won't get us copyrighted.
Oh, that's the public domain, baby.
Should that be
to carry me home? Swing low, sweet.
I looked over Jordan. And what did I see?
You getting into the verse.
Yep. Dude, I know all the verses of Amazing Grace as well. And do you know that you can sing Amazing Grace to the tune of the Gilligan's Island theme song? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Oh,
was
that's
blind,
beautiful.
But now I see.
That's beautiful, and it makes me want to watch Gilligan's Island.
I mean, you can.
I can. It makes me want to watch Gilligan's Island with my grandmother, though.
That's adorable.
My grandmother loves Gilligan's Island.
Okay, you said loves, so go watch Gilligan's Island with your grandmother.
I'm so sorry. You said, can you do that?
But today.
You said, can you do that? It took me like a thought, yes, she is Earth side. She is here.
So go to her.
Run 30 miles
Avis,
down
go to her. No day but today.
I shalt run sock-footed down the freeway. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I don't think so. Bye, Ter-Bear.
Bye, Ter-Bear. Girl, you know you wasn't done right, though. Okay.
Don't cry because it's over, Avis. Smile because it happened.
Oh, shut up.
Terry Therese McGregor, fare thee well wherever you fare.
Terry McGregor, farewell. Well,
on that note, my 6th grade English teacher wrote that in my yearbook.
You've had a lot of interesting teachers.
He was actually really chill. What he wrote in my yearbook was like, there's nothing wrong with being a C student, but you're not a C student. And then a nice way of being like, get your shit together, and then ended it with farewell wherever you fare.
Teachers, they are truly out here doing the work.
Thank you, Mr. Griffith. You were a powerful, positive presence in my education. On that note.
Thanks for listening to Your Mom's Podcast. Join us next week to discuss premature cohabitation in our house.
This episode of Your Mom's Podcast was brought to you in part by Fun Times Putt Putt, Graceland, and support from listeners like you.
If you'd like to further support our show, you can find us on TikTok and Facebook as Your Mom's Podcast. We also have a Facebook group of the same name. And you can find us on Instagram at YMPadcast. Your Mom's Podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscriptions and reviews are another great free way to support us. However, if you're interested in supporting us in not free ways, we have a lot of great bonus content on our Patreon, and some great merch at our shop, which can be found at your-moms-padcast-shop.fourthwall.com. And remember, that's Padcast. Padcast. HDCAST. Thank you.
We'd like to take a moment to say thank you to our Patreon subscribers: Miranda Bickers,
June Bard,
Margot Mancini,
Octavia Faith,
and an extra special thank you to our Titty Snake producer, Alyka Fenderson. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Ew, I hate how I said thank you. Thank you.